In today's world, wireless internet is a crucial element in our day-to-day lives. There is hardly a moment throughout the day where we do not access the internet for work or personal use. And for those who live outside of the busy cities and rural areas, access to the internet is a challenge and, in some cases, not even available.
High-speed internet is not available everywhere. It is when you get into your cities, but when you go out into your rural America, it's actually more difficult to get high speed than you think. If you look at the larger carriers today, or your traditional carriers today that are deploying internet, they have a math, and it is a household per square mile or customers per square mile that they use. So when you get into rural America, the math doesn't work, so they are not interested in moving in those directions. Internet options today, you usually have your dial-up internet, which is still around. You have your satellite internet, which is very expensive. You have your DSL and cable, and then you have fiber. When you move into rural America, another option that most people don't know about is wireless. There are thousands of little small companies, and some of them are large companies, that are all over the United States, and they provide wireless internet service to the client. We call them WISPs. A WISP is a wireless internet service provider. So wireless internet service providers, they traditionally bring an antenna that goes on your house and it wirelessly connects to their tower, right? Which is a great way to deploy fast. It is an inexpensive way to bring high-speed bandwidth to rural America. Now, there are a lot of companies out there, especially fiber companies today, and even wireless companies today that are deploying fiber, and they actually intermix. Because of the amount of time it takes to deploy fiber, wireless is a great way to bring that bandwidth or bring that high-speed internet to the client fast, while they roll in their wireline infrastructure in the future. These wireless internet service providers are problem solvers. They're out there finding these troubled areas in rural America, and they're bringing a new technology to be able to serve those and solve a problem. And 9 times out of 10, there's not enough houses in that area, or you have terrain issues. So your wireless internet service provider is a game changer. You know, what they do is most of the time, it is a small operation. It's 2, 3, 5 people. And they're like, this area is trouble. We need internet here. We need high-speed bandwidth here. We have students here. We have businesses here that need to flourish. And they solve those problems. They come in with technology. They're the tinkerers of the world. And they're seeing a problem where internet's not available, and they're bringing it. They're solving those problems, and they're doing it in a cost-effective way.
Fixed wireless internet service providers, also known as wireless internet service providers, or WISPs, deliver reliable and affordable broadband to customers in locations such as residences, businesses, and schools. Fixed wireless is the fastest growing sector of the broadband industry and are powerful allies in closing the digital divide in order to serve the hardest to reach areas of rural America.
We are referred to as an integrated communications provider. We provide internet, TV, and telephone services, predominantly over fiber and wireless technologies. Access to broadband is very important, especially high-speed internet. The challenge for us in West Virginia is delivering to these extremely rural areas where the cost is extremely high to deliver fiber. So what we'll do is we'll use a wireless technology to get into the rural areas first, and then we come in behind that with a fiber optic solution and hopefully convert those customers at some point. So one of the challenges for CityNet delivering solutions throughout West Virginia is again, it's a low population, so the biggest challenge is return on investment. And typically when you build a wireline solution, the cost per mile is rather significant. And so using a wireless technology allows us to get into an area rather quickly and affordably, and then later on it gives us the ability to come in with a wireline solution. So Doddridge County is an extremely rural county in West Virginia, and it has a very low population. And one of the challenges that they have today is they have very little or no internet throughout the county. And so CityNet partnered with both the Board of Education and the County Commission, and we are deploying a wireless system throughout the county so that we can serve most, if not all, of their citizens.
For underserved or disadvantaged areas of the United States, fixed wireless supported internet service provides an affordable and reliable alternative to wireline services such as fiber, DSL, or even wireless satellite services. CityNet, in tandem with DoubleRadius technology, are taking the initiative to streamline and provide these challenged areas with internet access.
I'm a delegate for the state of West Virginia, and in the legislature, this is one of the things we're working on so hard, is trying to get internet service to the rural people in our state. And this is one of the ways of doing it, and I think in an extremely good way, an extremely inexpensive way. So we had internet service before, and it was unreliable, very slow, And it got to the point where you didn't even want to try to use it. And then when CityNet came along and asked if we would try this new system, and it was fantastic. And so we was extremely pleased with it.
So DoubleRadius is a 20-year-old business, but we're kind of an enigma in our space. There are a lot of companies out there that sell and ship product. Do we do that? Yes. But what else do we do? We also train all of our clients. We bring in manufacturers to do training. We also engineer these solutions. And last but not least, because of our relationships with our clientele, we also bring tower crews on site and do turnkey integration. So during the pandemic, we've seen a lot more need for broadband, a lot more need for high-speed internet, especially in these rural areas. Unknown to most people, it is stated by the government that almost 45% of students could not do their homework during the pandemic because they didn't have a high-speed connection. So over this time, having wireless in the air in these rural areas was a key thing to actually bringing broadband to the people that needed it in the hard-to-reach areas. And now moving forward to the future, we're seeing more and more calls from the education boards, from the county commissioners, from local city government. And they're asking us to put these kind of wireless networks in place today so that if and when this happens again, we're more prepared for it. And we can shrink that number from 50, maybe to 25, maybe even down to 5%. If you're looking for a WISP for your area, you do your searches. If you can't find what you're looking for, reach out to us. Let us use our clientele to support you and win in your area, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to help.
Visit our websites today